Yeah, you guys are in the constellar gallery. There's no grid for it.
And I remember Maloki saw something with his dark vision goggles that he wasn't supposed to be able that he
That
wasn't
normally I
happy
wouldn't have been
seeing.
able to see.
He wasn't happy
Yep.
seeing.
Was not a happy day.
Hmm. Something with wings. It is looking at you and the rest of the party. What do you do?
Um, I don't know. Not prepared for the situation, guys.
Now that you see it, you don't know what to do.
Well, I mean, I don't see anything, so I'm not doing anything. I don't even have dark vision.
Well, I do have dark
Well, and
vision,
I don't
so I
know what
probably
it
see it.
is. I just see the outline.
Or do I see it? I don't
Well,
know. Do I see it?
maybe you do, maybe you
You do
don't.
not see it.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
don't
so
see
it's
it.
invisible probably.
Ooh, that's interesting. Well, I point in the direction and say it's over there.
Uh, what's over there?
I don't know. I can't. You know, these things don't actually let me see things. I just see like its outline.
Yeah, well, I don't see anything.
I guess we're talking about it in front of it. Does it do anything, Matt?
Yeah, yeah, he's just sitting there
Right.
talking.
I'm staring at it, not looking away.
Yeah, the Soph is just looking in the area like, what? You're crazy, man.
So I guess I kind of step over towards Araxi, keeping my eye on that thing, and go, "Do you want to take a look?"
Not really.
Oh, okay then. Hello
I just
over
want the
there.
I just want the lights back on.
You want the lights back on? Okay.
No, this is weird. Why do your sheets have like these things on them?
What things?
Yeah, what things?
Or it's just Safas.
What's weird? I like my sheet.
It has like a weird like brown like
Oh,
background thingy to
yeah,
it.
that. That's in the settings. Like if you go to settings in the sheet configuration, it's like the very second thing. It says font and background, so you can change your font. And then I'm on Parchment 1. They also have like a graph paper looking background.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you don't like Arial and you want to change that stuff, you can to like Comic Sans and be like, yeah.
I have an epic. Con- because
You
I'm
can do that with
tacky.
you can do that with the like you can change the font of your macros as well, I think, or something. Kind of like you can change the color of everything.
Yeah. There's a lot of things you can do. You just gotta look at those options. They're there.
All right.
Maybe one of these
Anyway.
days I'll take a look and try and update the stupid character sheet on Roll20.
Anyway, what do you guys do?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm in pitch black here. Like
We stand
I actually
there
literally can't see
dumbfounded
anything.
because Safa doesn't
I'm
see what
keeping my
Loki's
eye
talking
on it.
about.
which is weird for her because she can normally see in the dark.
Yep, you don't see anything.
Okay, I look and say, "Hello. Uh, can you hear me?"
Do you still have the goggles on?
Yes. I have the goggles on and I've been staring at it the whole time.
Okay. It looks like it notices you, but it doesn't acknowledge you.
Is it attacking us, or does it
Or
look
like
like it's gonna
it
attack
notices
us,
you, but it
Maloki?
doesn't answer back.
Well, he's not doing anything. He's kind of doing exactly what we're doing, just standing there and staring.
Well, that's better news than it trying to kill us.
I don't disagree with that.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
We were just talking about how we were gonna throw you to the lion because we don't know if it's a lion or not.
Yeah, nobody can see it except for Maloki, so I mean...
So if we throw somebody at it,
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
I keep you fucks alive.
You didn't keep me alive when that one thing was killing me.
Which thing?
The
Shadow
thing that
Demon?
killed me.
I
Memories.
kept you alive as well as I could.
Oh, that's not very good then. Let's throw her to the wolf.
You're still alive.
You can't,
he's
you
got a
can't argue
point
with
on you
that.
there. So,
I don't see the problem here.
so the thing, it sees us. He's not responding to me when I talk to it, and no one else can see the damn thing. Do we want to leave here? Cause it looks, yeah, not good.
Oh, this is what he can see with the dark
With the
vision.
dark
The
vision.
goggles, yeah.
Yeah.
All I see is an outline of a creature with wings, and even people with dark vision just can't see it. So I can only see it because it has dark vision.
The dark vision goggles.
Right.
Maybe it's invisible.
It is because I don't see it.
Or it's really good at hiding.
He says he sees it
Maybe
right
it's
there.
not even there.
That's true, Maloki. Do you really see this?
Would you like to take a look? You can borrow the goggles for a moment.
Sure. Let me see those.
I offer up the goggles
Okay.
and keep my finger pointed in its direction.
Alright, I put these goggles on.
It's not gonna be there. It's gonna leave.
Oh God,
You
don't
take
do
the
that to
goggles
me.
off.
You put the goggles on and you look in the direction that Maloki was looking, and you do indeed see this shimmery outline of
Whew.
a creature that looks like it has wings, is quite tall, and that is looking at you.
Does this outline like ring a bell?
As far as
to
we
me?
can tell.
No, probably not. Okay. Then Safa's gonna wave at it like a friendly gesture.
With the goggles still on?
Yes.
Okay. Um, it. You see it move. Not towards you, like it gestures. And everyone hears this low, like, guttural growl that increases in intensity.
Oh.
Almost like it's coming closer.
Yeah, I turn to Asha, take the
Uh,
goggles off, and I'm like, something's definitely there. And I start handing them over to Asha.
Everybody hears that sound.
Plus that sound, obviously. and then I put my own goggles on, just in case.
I want to, with having looked at it, I want to try and make a check to see if I can figure out what it could be.
I suppose I'll put the goggles on and I'll look at it.
So would that check be a religion or nature or a duck? Something?
Just roll them both.
Probably plain.
I guess we don't really know.
you might not even be able to identify it with just seeing an outline,
Let's
though.
see.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't think any of the knowledges you described would be one that you can use for this.
Hey, duck should be
Uh-oh.
one.
Duck.
Probably knowledge
Duck.
planes.
Cool.
That's called rape face.
So I look at it. Or look at
Alright,
where Maloki's
you see
pointing.
it.
Does this look at all familiar for something that Asha might have seen before or encountered?
Not that you can see where Maloki's pointing when you have the goggles on.
You don't think so? In fact, when you do look at it, and you guys don't really seem to have too much of a reaction to
No, we're like tourists.
you guys are still looking at it, right?
staring at this amazing
Yeah.
thing, you know?
The bear's going to go eat us, and we're the tourists who are like, let's take pictures of the bear. Maybe we should get
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah.
Maybe we should pet it.
Okay.
Um,
It
just in case these apply.
nope.
Suppose I'll hand it to Araxi.
Brown's
Okay.
robbing this shit.
I guess I'll put on the goggles and
I wonder
look
what this
around.
monster's thinking of us as we're like, here, you look.
Well, Araxi could maybe glitter dust it.
Well, I mean, it hasn't attacked us yet. It growled kind of like maybe territorial. I don't know.
GTFO.
Can I sense mode of that growl? Do I know growls? Is that like I'm gonna eat you
roll a will
now,
save,
or get closer and I'll eat you?
A will save.
I got this. I got this. I think. My goggles are on, by the way.
After you think about it or something, like your train of thought is in the right place, and you're actually wondering if like that was even real to begin with.
Okay.
You think that might have been an illusory sound.
Alright, I hand the dark vision goggles to the elf
I'll share that info to the
and
party.
tell him to put the. Well, actually, he's tied up, so I just put the goggles on for him. Except I can't see, so I don't
Sorry,
actually do
Rexy.
that.
When you have the goggles on, you
Yeah,
see the
sure.
creature as well, but it gets up and it has weird legs, like not like a human. They're like
Okay,
bipedal.
like Digitrade or whatever.
Or yeah, Digitigrade.
Like that. Yeah. Okay.
And it looks like it has a tail too, and it gets up and it walks further down and out of sight. Like it walks
Okay.
away.
Seeing that, is that enough maybe to like? It's a good roll. It's probably like a severe penalty because I'm only seeing its outline, but
Planes will not do it for you.
okay. What about Arcana?
So, do I just think that the roar?
And I'll try
was...
Nature as
Arcana.
well. That's...
What was that
not
secret?
Did I just think that the roar wasn't real, or did I think also that it?
Yeah, you thought that the sound was illusory. Like it wasn't. It didn't really exist.
That's weird. She says that creature didn't make that
No,
sound.
nature also is not
guys.
going to do anything for you.
And if it
Well, I'll
did,
take the goggles
it
off
was
then
an
and
illusion.
say, well, it looks like it left. It went further down that passageway. Makes me wonder if that's what was triggering off the alarm spell before.
Why would it make an illusionary sound, though? What's up with that?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's really there. Because it would be really weird to have an illusion that, you know, could only be seen if you could see things with dark vision.
Oh no, I'm sure it was there, but that sound wasn't real. That growl we heard, that wasn't real.
Perhaps it's the same reasons a monster might growl. To scare us off from pursuing it.
Soph is so confused right now. She's like, are we following it?
I do not know. I'm also going to ask for my goggles back.
This is the tunnel that's... It's a single tunnel? There's no, like, splits that we see, or... Is this at a
No,
joint?
it's a single tunnel.
Okay. And this is going down, right? Underground? Or from what we can tell?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we sure we're ready to go down? I don't think so.
I'm not very sure of anything right now.
I mean, I'm curious
What's
of
your
what
name?
that was, but I don't really know how to pursue that.
Well, at least we are a little more confident that this guy isn't a drow assassin.
No, it's a crazy ass
A little bit.
creature.
No, I'm talking about the elf we came down here with originally.
Oh.
That was the whole point of coming down here.
Hmm.
That's why I was like joking about like I hand the goggles to the elf, except actually I wouldn't really be able to because he's tied up still.
Right.
And also I wouldn't be able to put the goggles on him because as soon as I take them off, I'm like I can't see anything, and even I can't even see him when I have the goggles on.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to cast light on my sword.
Okay. You light up the hallway.
Alright, I hand the goggles back to Maloki.
Thank you, my friend. So perhaps we should walk away from here for now.
Do you want to put your alarm back up, or do you think that's pointless at this point?
I mean I could. I don't actually have it prepared right now. But
Oh, okay.
Maybe let the elves know not to come near this area for now.
I don't think they go anywhere because so far we've been doing all the work and they've just been dying. How's number 17? We never did conclude that. Do you guys want to check?
yeah, we were gonna
that
go
out?
back there,
Yeah.
but
You mean the area that I keep wanting to look at, but no one else does?
Safa doesn't
No,
Well,
want
we're
last
to,
going
but
there, but
yeah, we're running.
We're going
we
there today.
needed the GM to prepare it for us. That's why
That's
we
true.
didn't go there last time.
Was just a joke. It's okay.
what are we doing with this elf, though? More importantly,
He can come with us. I mean, there's no sense turning around now. Sending him
Or
off
we
on
can just,
his
you know,
own
let
is
him-
dangerous, right? Ask him. What does he want to do? If we let him go to the camp, he might give a rather negative report of the situation, actually.
Well, with the
I
situations
think we'll
we've
be
dealt with,
fine.
I'm sure they'd understand.
Aviana and Mr. Grumpy Pants would understand. I've already discussed this matter with them.
You told them about me?
Mr. Grumpy Pants.
No, I meant about why we've been so
Why we tied him
suspicious
up.
of this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was referring to the bite marks added to his neck. Totally necessary, but in his eyes, perhaps not. She smiles. Of course, you can't see the smile because oh well, no, Baluki lit up the area. So.
No,
Yep, I
can't now,
cast
'cause there's
light like a boss.
Yeah.
It's just dim. Yeah, it's just dimly lit, but probably not too bad though if we're all like huddled together or whatnot, discussing this.
I don't know. Ask him. If he thinks he can make it to the camp safely, then perhaps we should just let him go. But he could be easily plucked off by that dragon or anybody, really.
Okay, and also want to do a. I can't remember if I've done this already or not, but sense motive to see if it seems like he's following the conversation. I can't. I rolled a 1, so I don't know.
The elf?
Yeah, I was wondering if he was following because we're talking in common. I seem to remember him at least claiming to not know common.
You're not sure.
But I guess I'll talk to him in Elven and say, okay, I think we're pretty sure that that you're probably safe to let go, and that you won't cause us any harm.
Would you be able to make it back safely, my friend?
Do you know Elven?
He asks if he can go with you or if you can escort him back, that he doesn't feel like he can make it back this far on his own.
Come with us. We have some bonding
Okay,
to
well,
do.
sure. We're gonna be
That terrifies me on so many levels, Secret.
we're gonna be investigating one of the areas around here.
He also
But-
asks what's going on right now. Like, you guys keep looking into the darkness.
Well, there was something strange over there, but we weren't able to identify what it was. It was
It's not
unrelated
crap.
to our purpose here, but something that is somewhat concerning. Anyway, I'll take off his bindings and hope I don't just get fucking killed.
Okay. Well, then he'll stand.
I think he was already standing, but his arms are now.
Oh.
He has
Okay,
free arms.
Yeah, well, he's unbound.
Did he have any like weapons or whatnot on him when we found him? I don't remember
Yeah,
if he
he
did or
has
not.
like a sheathed sword.
Okay. Maybe he still had that, and it's just it was in the sheath. Okay, cool. So he's not like gonna be completely defenseless, but I'll still tell him that he should probably like stay back because The place we're going might be really dangerous. So be careful.
He says, this place sounds dangerous if there's something that you can see, but then I can't.
Yeah, this place is probably pretty dangerous too. I've noticed most Chelwinvian's pretty dangerous.
Well,
I don't know if we ever got his name, so I'll ask for what his name is. And tell him I'm Maraxi if I haven't introduced myself already. I don't remember if we did that last session or not. If we did like a proper introduction or not, if we just started interrogating without, like, right away.
I believe it was
I don't
just
think
straight to interrogation.
Yeah, so I'll do like a proper introduction. I'll be like, I don't think we did a proper introduction. My name is Araxi. What is your name?
he'll give you a name then, and he says that his name is Talvin.
Talvin? Okay, I was close-ish. Okay. Well, Talvin, then, you said just be careful. We're going to be doing some dangerous stuff, but hopefully we'll be able to get you back to camp. And then I guess we'll head to 17. I mean, it's still pretty early in the day, right?
You guys are gonna go to 17 then?
I think so. I don't think we want to stick around here too much longer.
Okay.
I suppose one thing we could do is we could always go back to the library and ask the stupid hollow librarian or whatever some more questions now that we've like been to some of the places.
Yeah.
Like, what lived underneath the garden? Do you know? Probably was something that moved in afterwards, though. But you know, maybe it would have something useful.
Yeah, the city's been ruined and stuff for like 10,000 years, so that's plenty of
Yeah.
time for things to kind of move in. Okay, well, you guys make it to the old ruined school.
Yep.
And it looks just as lonely and foreboding.
I'm guessing. I'm trying to listen to see if I hear anything again. As we're like outside of it, do I hear like crying or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, Maloki, we're here.
He's good to know.
Safa, you
To
don't hear anything.
go do your thing, you know.
Oh, wow. All right, well, let's take a quick look around, shall we?
You gonna go in?
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a look around.
Around the outside of it or inside?
Um, well, I'm gonna try and come up to the front doors. Are they cracked open or...
They're closed, but they're like cracked enough that you could like push them aside. They're off their hinges.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about them being locked or trapped or anything, I don't think.
You don't think you see any traps, but you do hear something eerie.
Okay.
You do hear the cry of a child, very faintly.
How dare that child cry very faintly? Okay, so I'll slowly push through the door and take a look around.
Okay. That one does make a very appropriate sound for it. You see an old, musty hallway with doors that barely stay, on their hinges. The air reeks of mold and decay. You see vines have taken this place as their new home. There are multiple doorways down the hall.
Okay. So I don't really see anything of concern at the moment other than the viney hallways.
Mm-hmm.
We went inside.
Well, I opened the
Um,
door and looked in. Nobody
Oh,
else has
okay.
done anything.
Um,
all I know is that Maloki's going in.
yeah.
So yeah, I kind of wave for them to follow me.
Okay, I'll follow.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. Clank, clank.
Does our elf buddy follow?
If you guys go in, then he'll go in.
Alright. We should have him check stuff out. Be like, go, elf buddy. Go look in that room.
Okay, so is it an open hallway? What directions can we go?
You can go north or south. And there's 4 doors along the hallway.
Which... Okay, where's the front door?
The one that you just came through?
Well, yeah. Which side of the building are we coming in on then? Because I
You're
imagined we were
coming in
coming
through
in
like the
from the
north.
south, so so it's just a long hallway from the north down.
It's a long
Okay.
hallway that goes, you know, that goes from north to south. You guys are coming in from like the southwest. And
Okay.
then those doors go like they cover the the eastern portion of the school is where most of it is.
Okay, well then let's slowly head north and see if we can figure out where this sound is coming from.
Okay. I'm
Huh.
guessing you're just gonna go through the doors one at a time.
Yeah. One at a time, slowly and quietly.
Okay. You go through one door. You open it up and it creaks open. And you see a dilapidated dormitory. It's host to a room with many beds that are all
Okay.
rotted and musty. Each bed has a desk beside it. different kinds of mold and vines that have destroyed most of the furniture.
But nothing inside them. So we don't
In the
see
bed,
anything making the wails in here.
you don't hear anything.
Okay, move on to the next
There are
door
various
then.
little bones, though.
Yeah, I believe that.
Bones, bones all around.
Okay, on to the next room, I believe.
Okay. You go into the next door down the hallway.
Yes, sir.
You open it up, and you see what looks like it was a classroom at one time. A big classroom meant for uh, like not like 100, but like less than like 100 individuals.
Okay.
There are desks that barely stand, and chairs that are also rotted wood. Old cabinets that have survived like 10,000 years. But yeah, do you do anything?
Hmm. Well, I don't see anything really to do. I don't see anything in there, do I?
With a 14?
Well, unless you want me to roll again.
It's up to you. Don't let the lack of a grid think that there's nothing in here. I'm just not using a grid.
Right, right. I understand that. I'm more wanting to make sure the place is safe before starting to loot it or look around or anything like that.
Well, maybe if you want to look
Because I don't
around,
want.
then tell me like I want to look around.
Well, I mean, I just want to make sure that we're not going to get suddenly have something jump us from behind while we're looking at something else. Just more
Just trying to
Well,
be
secure the
just let me
building,
careful.
know
then
that you're
investigate.
doing that. If there's something I need you to roll, I'll tell you to roll it.
Okay, and then I guess we'll head into the next room then.
Okay. If you go into the next room, you'll see a wide hallway with old old tables. Looks like a mess hall
Had a feeling.
with a with another area of it that's been sectioned off. That looks like it could have been a kitchen at one point.
All right, do we hear anything in here?
Are you looking around in here?
Well, I'm trying to figure out where that crying's been coming from, so.
Right, you don't hear it right now.
Okay. All right, and okay, so head to the next room then.
The last area.
Yep.
The last area you go to is there is You open the door and you see more desks and a few tables, but also some beds. There are cabinets and closets within it as well.
Okay. Don't see or hear anything in here either.
Not at a glance.
All right. Well, since we haven't really found anything, let's start seeing if there's anything to find. So I'm gonna start investigating in this room.
I'll help look around
Okay.
as well.
Sure, go roll me perceptions.
Woo! Nice. 22 partners.
Yeah, we're in sync.
Okay, is anybody else looking around?
I guess just us. Wait, Secret's typing something.
I see Secret's typing something, so I'm waiting.
Oh, I'm just commenting to Derek's thing. I don't really appreciate that,
I was
but
just making a joke, I promise. It was just a joke.
they're not comparable, is what I'm getting at. So, yeah.
Well, I guess Secret and Mantis, they're checking out this room.
Okay.
Are you guys gonna look around as well?
Sure. I'll try to help look around. Oops.
Is this a new perception? Because I rolled one earlier.
There we go.
I did pretty bad.
Yeah, a new one.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Well, you just screwed me over, didn't you?
Look at Safa being awesome.
No. No.
Okay, you guys look around, and as you do look around, you're finding in like the cabinets and stuff that like there are these really, really old like tools and stuff, and you guys, you think that what you're in is some kind of like infirmary,
Okay.
like a nurse's, a place for tending to the sick children.
Ah, yes. Where be the children?
Asha doesn't see anything, but I need Safa, or sorry, Asha doesn't see anything, but I need Safa, Araxi, and
Thank
Mologi to
you.
make me a will save.
Thank you. Thank you for adding me to this.
I have a feeling it was a
God damn
haunt.
it.
It's alright. Will saves are my good save.
Oh,
I
mine
mean, none of my
good.
saves are good, but you know.
Is will saves your specialty?
No, none of my saves are very good. Yeah, and I rolled a 1, so I
Especially with
auto-failed
a
it
nat
anyway.
1, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I should have taken Defiant Luck. Okay, no, I can't take Defiant Luck anyway. It's a human feat. It's also, you mostly take it to make them reroll crit confirms, honestly.
Okay. Moloki and Safa, you don't see or experience anything. Araxi, you see someone coming through the door behind you, where you guys came in, and it's an elven child who moves over to you, complaining about feeling terrible.
Safa responds and says, well, wait, what language is it speaking in? To me.
I think I'm the only one who sees that.
Safa and Moloki, you guys don't see or experience anything, but Araxi is the only one that experiences this.
So I see the girl, I just don't experience this. I don't.
No, you don't see. You don't
No,
see
no,
that.
No. You don't
He
even
saves
What
a
was
will
the
experience it at all.
save, so
part
only
that I saw?
Araxi is.
I would have at least seen
Nothing.
something from the perception.
Mm,
Oh no, you don't
unless
see.
your will save prevented you from being affected.
No, that's not how haunts work. But go ahead, Matt. Continue. There's two parts. The perception, they see something eerie happening, and then the will save is the rest of the part. I want to know what the eerie part was that I saw.
And she's wondering what triggered the will save, basically, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, what was the part that made her
Did I
have
see
to...
a scarf flowing when there's no wind? You know, I don't know. Perhaps there isn't one, but...
Well, the part that triggers the save is figuring out what this room is, and that it's an infirmary.
Okay.
You see, like, the needles, and you see the other stuff. But the visuals only happen to one person.
Okay, so the kid's walking over and, like, what? Like, complaining or something?
Yeah, complaining that they don't feel well, and that all over their body they have this rash.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try, like, to not, kind of, like, try to move away from it.
But before you know it, you think you see, like, yourself breaking out in a really nasty rash.
Oh, no! Damn it, kid! This is why I was trying to stay away. I was pretty sure it was contagious. They're germ factories, these kids. Especially elven kids.
Yep. You see yourself breaking out in a rash, and you panic, like, scratching at, like, where it appears on your arm.
Yeah.
And you take 1 point of dex damage and 1 point of wisdom damage.
Ouch. Okay. I think there's a place where I can throw that into, and... Oops, I clicked the wrong button. The wrong button. There it is. 1 dex and 1 what was it? Wisdom?
Wisdom.
Okay.
Okay. And then that you don't see the child anymore.
Yeah, I don't like this place, guys.
Okay. Did we find
Let's
what
go
we're
to a
looking
different
for?
room. I don't even know what we're looking for. Maloki's the one that wanted to come here. I think he wants to find the source of that crying we were hearing earlier.
A crying child?
Well, probably more likely a ghost or something to that effect.
Ghosts. There's no ghosts here.
None that I can find either. Strange.
No, I think there's definitely ghosts here. Or something. Maybe something bleeding in from another plane.
Well,
I think I'm more willing to buy into that over ghosts.
alright, well, then shall we take our leave then, since there seems to be nothing here?
Did we look at all the rooms?
Well, we looked into all the rooms, but we didn't investigate them all thoroughly, just this one.
That's
Yeah.
odd.
Well, with the strange crying, I did want to check out everything before we got too involved in any particular room.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do we want to investigate the other rooms, or are we good just to go? Because it doesn't seem like there's anything of value that could be in here, really. But I could be mistaken.
No, let's get out of this room.
Okay. Should we investigate the other rooms?
I mean, are you satisfied that perhaps there's no child here?
Well, I haven't seen anything.
Let's leave.
Is there anything actually wrong with Araxi?
Raxi wants to leave.
Not real. I mean, I took some very minor ability damage, but Araxi probably won't mention anything about that. It was 1 damage to 2 different stats, so the only effect it has is on skill points, or not skill points, like skill. I don't know, result values, I guess.
Well, I was just over in the bog the other day, and I killed me a wraith. There's no such thing as ghosts. Wait, what?
I mean, I guess Safa technically wasn't there when we literally encountered a ghost.
That's true.
Yeah.
Safa's never seen a ghost before. She may be undead, but she's never seen a ghost.
Oh, God. But you just decided that it probably wasn't a ghost. It must have been something bleeding in from another plane, and you did see that ghost.
No, I didn't say that that's what it was. I said that if it's not a ghost, that's what it would be.
And Safa's
Got it,
like, I
okay.
believe that more likely. Shit like that happens all the time.
So you guys
Like,
checking out another room?
Safa doesn't want to or care. I mean, it's not that she doesn't want to. She just doesn't care.
I mean, this is as far as I'm concerned, this was like Maloki's one that wanted to do this, so I'm letting Maloki decide what we're doing here.
All right, then let us go investigate the other rooms and then take our leave. Make this over quick.
Okay.
Okay.
For the next room? Uh-oh.
So head back to the mess hall.
Okay.
I might actually notice something.
You guys check it out.
Yeah. I'll look around in the mess hall. Talvin, you should look around in the mess hall with us too. It'll be fun. Oh,
Says
actually,
he'll
no.
keep
Are we
his
gonna
eyes
get our NPC killed by a haunt? Here, go in this room. What do you see?
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Me neither. Let's do
Actually,
it.
no. This doesn't even impact my What doesn't even impact any of my other stuff? Never mind. I was wrong because it's only 1 damage. Damage on ability scores doesn't matter until you take 2.
So I see Mantis, Maluki, Safa, and Araxi. Are you looking around?
I auto fail. Well, not really because of the skill checks don't auto fail. So if the DC is 5, I'm still gonna see it.
Asha and Maluki, you think you hear something coming from the kitchen? Like some clattering?
All right, then I will head that way.
Wonder what's clattering in the kitchen.
Nothing.
You mean you don't hear that?
Nope, just those 2. I don't hear it.
Over there. Asha point.
Points to where Maloki's heading.
Right.
Talvin,
I
did
have
you
my
hear
lit
anything?
up sword at the ready.
I asked Talvin and Elvin if he heard anything.
He shakes his head.
You know, if Joey was running this campaign, that little girl would be following you everywhere you went.
No, I know, but I wouldn't have made it to this level in his campaign. I would have already had like
True.
5 permanent debuffs from haunts or something like that.
You're not wrong.
So you guys go to investigate?
Well,
Maloki
I'm
did.
sort of watching Maloki and going to investigate, and I'm wondering why they don't hear what I hear.
Okay.
Why don't you
Safa
hear what I
goes,
hear?
Maloki
I'll
goes.
start singing that song.
Yeah, I walked over to the kitchen to see what's up.
Okay, you think you hear clattering from like some of the cabinets and like even some of the old discarded well, the old unused kitchenware, like these big pots and stuff.
Okay, and do I see anything?
So it's just off of Miloki that went to go look.
I guess I'll follow as well.
I'm just asking.
Behind both of them. Maybe there's a goblin rummaging through the kitchen.
It's Gib Gib!
It's a Voth. She's hanging out here. It's like, oh, I got lost. Somehow ended up back here. This is my new home. Yeah.
Well, what you see is one of like the cabinets or the cupboards like above you guys like opens up, and a horribly burnt elven child falls out of it, and the other things also reveal elven children with horrible burns, crawling and begging for help. And I need everyone to roll a will save except for Araxi.
Yeah, no thanks.
La, da, da.
I'm not gonna help them.
You still gotta roll a will save. It sounds like.
I know.
Woo!
What about Talvin? Did he go with her, or is he hanging back with me?
No, he's taking back with you.
Jeez, Pooh, you might as well just
That's
play
smart.
him. Get leadership and recruit him.
Like Talvin, you want to check out your underwater cousins, the sea elves?
Araxi has redeemed
Here,
his
you
friend.
have a spell of water breathing. You're a sea elf now.
Okay, let's see. Maloki, you find the sight very disturbing, but you're not adversely affected. Safa and Asha,
Hey, we're not alone.
you see the children in this terrible, horrifying state, and you both take 2 points of wisdom damage and charisma damage as you almost feel like your skin is burning as well.
No thanks.
I leave the building. Like, the entire building.
You're done here.
Yeah.
But there's probably some great reward to be had if we go through all the haunts, right?
You'll acquire it
Of
for me
course.
then, right?
Oh god, I love that idea that Talvin could be your backup character.
Safa, like, as she's leaving, she, like, kicks over stuff and knocks over stuff. Like, her charisma's... She's very unlikable right now, actually.
You're like throwing a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Unless you're an
This
elf,
place
then
is
it's no
awful.
different.
Yeah, I try to stay away from Safa and her rampage.
Yeah,
I try to
just
tell
rampage out.
Talvin to stay out of the way. Like, oh, just let her go. Just let her. Don't get in her way.
Alright, well, let's
Safa,
go
yeah,
to
when you get out of
the
the building,
next room.
you the last time you saw your skin back there, it was like developing blisters and third-degree burns. But now that you're outside, it looks like it's normal. But yeah, you still have that.
I'll
charisma
probably
damage.
follow Safa as well, and then I'm going to fucking Lesser Restoration myself. Because I like my charisma. And my wisdom
So-
can't be that low.
I guess I asked Maloki what he wants to do now, because it's just him and I there in this fucking building, and Talvin. I asked
Talvin
Talvin what he
will
wants to do, and Elvin,
Well,
hey
he's
Talvin,
very
what do you want to do?
confused and worried that the other two ran out.
Oh, they didn't go very
Yeah,
far, I'm
For
sure.
Charisma.
Don't worry about it.
All right, so let's go to
This is for
the
wisdom.
first classroom.
Alright, we're splitting the
Okay.
party.
The classroom? Okay.
Yeah, it's the second door,
Yeah.
right?
Maloki, Araxi, and Talvin go to that second door.
You guys go
God damn it! I see everything.
to. You guys look around the classroom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I should know better, but yes.
Trying to see if I can find things.
I look around.
Okay.
I asked Talvin what he knows about this school. You know anything about this ancient school from Chelwenvian's? I don't know. What would you call it? Your glory days? I'm not really sure.
He shrugs and he says that I have no idea about anything really in this city. This is ages, generations ago. He tells you
okay.
that he's only like 150.
Holy.
So now wait a
Right.
second.
He's like in his middle age.
Like
Does Maloki know
the-
Elvin?
well, no, this is more me as a player. The Dark Elves took over this place hundreds of years ago and are just now starting their invasion, and the Elves are just now trying to take it back.
No, the
No.
Dark Elves only showed up here really recently.
Huh? I thought it was the Dark Elves that pushed them out of the city.
I think the city was just kind of like a sacred
No, okay.
grounds for a really long time to
Yeah.
where like they didn't utilize
Okay.
the
Secret's
city.
closer to.
You know, they just kind of left.
My
it.
understanding is that they abandoned it because of Skyfall, and most of the elves are like, "We're leaving this planet because did you know elves are aliens?" And
Yeah.
the dark elves, on the other hand, went underground and became dark elves.
Pyramids.
But
Aliens.
recently, there's been like showings of above ground activity, which is the unusual part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then, what do I see in here?
All right, Maloki, you see.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You see, from one of the desks that like was outside of your peripheral vision, but you hear like something like close or open. You see an elven child take a piece of chalk, go over to the chalkboard, and start writing, like magical equations on the board, but the chalk quickly files down like the little last bit, and the child starts using their fingers and it
Oh,
creates,
God, no,
like,
why?
nails on the
You're a
chalkboard,
jackass.
and the fingers like bleed on it as the child whines about why they don't understand. So roll me a
Maloki
wisdom.
solved the magic
that made my
equation.
stomach go, ugh.
That's only Maloki that sees that,
do
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rolled a 22, so... Do I need to roll will for that?
Yeah, well,
Hey.
Woo!
So even though you're disturbed
it
by
causes you
Maloki's not
it
as
causes
much.
you great mental duress, but
Right.
nothing adverse happens.
I yell, why are you doing that? No! It's so wrong!
I whispered to Talvin, I think this place is getting to him.
You
Yeah,
don't
he
see
doesn't
her
like
writing
this
with her
either.
own fingers on the chalkboard?
He says he
No.
has heard that the city is haunted, but he's never come here before.
So what does it say? Like, what did she say when she was writing with her own fingers and killing her hands?
Those magic equations.
Well, no, what is she saying? He said she was saying something. Is it something I could understand, or just gibberish to me because it's in Elvish?
No, you understood it. The child was saying that like they don't understand.
They don't understand. Who is they?
The kid,
Yeah,
the elf kid,
the
doesn't
child was
understand.
saying like I don't
Oh,
understand,
okay.
and
What
yeah, like
what
stuff.
don't you
Anyway, what?
understand?
Well, you don't see it anymore.
Ugh.
Maybe he says that anyway.
Like you blink and wince once,
What
and
don't
then
you
it's gone.
understand, invisible ghost spirit?
Okay, maybe we look at the last room and then go. Maybe a clue to what is going on here.
Sure.
Alright. Raxi seems a little unsure about it. But I'll follow you
I
anyway.
don't see shit. Oh, that visual that you painted, my stomach is actually churning a little bit. Well done.
Well, I have to describe something in lieu of being able to show you.
Right. No, well done though. Oh my god, that's nauseating.
Okay, so Maloki's looking around. Is Araxi looking around?
Yeah. I don't know if Talvin's looking around or not, but
He's looking out for you guys.
oh, how nice of him. I don't think we see anything anyway, so that's just like a DC 10 or something. I guess it could be.
Right. Hey, we're in sync again.
You didn't see anything.
Alright, so then I suggest we just take our leave then, because there doesn't seem to be anything we can do here. Nothing to help the poor children who are stuck here.
Okay.
I step out,
So you
clutching my
turn to
stomach, like almost nauseated.
you guys
What
turn
was
to
his
leave.
last room?
It
Yeah,
was the
I guess
dormitory.
so.
It was a dormitory.
The dormitory, okay. Yeah, I guess we decided Loki wants to leave. I'm like, all right, well, I mean, we tried. I guess there's
So
nothing we can do
you
here.
guys turn around, and all three of you do see something in the doorway.
Uh-oh. What's in the doorway?
I'm back. Those two steel
Oh
dealing with
god,
Hollow.
it's Mantis!
It's a Cubone. It's a Cubone.
Bone. Oh, we have to put its mother to rest. Oh.
You see what looks like a gray, emaciated child with cobwebs and dust for clothes and a skull for a head. And you hear the child cry from before as it sobs and weeps.
Um.
I don't know if that
Yeah,
actually
no
helps
shit.
or not, but knowledge religion. Do I know what this thing is? What type of undead? I'm guessing it's an undead. And also, I make sure everyone else can see this. Like, you guys seeing this too, right?
Yes. Yes, I see it.
And Elvin, Talvin, you see this too, right?
Yeah, he does, and he's
He's wondering why the
he's
fuck he followed us.
Oh, he'll be fine.
yeah, he's kind of scared right now. Oh, I'll give you your knowledge in a moment.
Okay.
But I need to do something first.
Uh-oh.
Its weeping, like its sobbing, is physically and mentally unnerving. I need oh, and it does something. It it like opens its skull mouth, and I need all three of you. I'll roll for the NPC to roll a will save.
Oh, cool. Good thing I'm terrible at will saves.
Hey, I only got 8 more than you. Sorry, it would be impossible for me to get that 7 with you. Can't roll a natural 1. Or a natural 0. Blah.
Your saves are at a small minus as well due to this thing's its aura of sobs.
So we probably all failed, basically.
What a dick.
Yes.
Well, we know the Elven Scout definitely failed.
You all suddenly feel very fatigued, and
Oh,
you
okay.
see like your breath stolen from you. And it continues to cry, but you hear Araxi crying.
I look over at Araxi.
But she's making no sound.
So I hear myself
Does
crying?
anybody do anything about it? Yeah, coming from that thing.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I did the knowledge of religion. Do I know what this thing is? Like, what's
Oh,
any
okay,
idea what the heck
yes.
it's doing?
You do think you know what it is.
Okay.
But this is definitely an undead. And that, I guess this is like a universal kind of undead. Like, these things can happen anywhere. But what you know is that sometimes these specific undead are the results of lonely, they're the result of a lonely or neglected child's death. And rather than this thing being the animated body of the dead youth, these creatures rise from an amalgam of like old toys, clothing, dust, or other objects associated with the departed. And they just haunt shadowy, forgotten places like old buildings that were once homes to young children, but also to subtle evils like school.
Subtle evils like schools. I don't think I've ever heard a better description of a school in my life.
And you know
Okay, and
that
do I...
its crying it's an aura that affects people mentally. It causes mechanically it causes you to lose any kind of like bardic performance effects, and it hits you. It's a -1 penalty to attack rolls, damage rolls, and will saving throws. And it's a sonic mind affecting effect. Its other abilities, steal breath, is what it did to you.
And it
And
made us
that it can
exhausted.
keep doing this, and the more it does it, the
Or
worse the
fatigue.
effect gets. And that its other ability, when it has stolen someone's breath, it steals their voice as well. Those affected are unable to speak for 1 hour.
Oh, that's pretty bad then.
You
So I
cannot
can't even
talk
cast...
or cast spells with verbal components.
None of us are
Yeah.
able to speak then.
Correct. And yes, it can use that voice.
Do I even
Do you
have
know
any
any?
spells I can cast? I don't think I can.
So do either of you do anything?
I try to talk and then, like, look worried that I can't talk.
Uh, I guess I pull out my dagger because I'm guessing I don't. I want to get past it. I'm not gonna try attacking it right away, but I'm gonna pull it out just because I think it might try to attack me. Because Araxi just
It
wants to.
speaks,
Oh,
and in Maloki's voice, you hear, what is the matter? And it chuckles in his voice, and it runs. It runs off.
okay.
I look at the other two and point at the door like, we should leave.
Yeah, but now we're kind of stuck here, I think. In a way, if you know what I mean. Okay, yeah, I guess for now, though, I'll just leave.
Yeah, and so we'll walk out the door.
You walk out the doorway that it was blocking, and you look down the lonely hallway, and you don't see it. You continue out of the school.
I will
Yeah,
try,
sure.
yes.
You do. You make it back out to where Safa and Asha are.
Yeah, except we still probably can't talk, right? So.
Right? Yeah. You guys can't talk. You guys can't talk.
Yeah,
And
so.
the elf is also like kind of like freaking out, like checking his throat, but nothing comes out of him.
Yup. So yeah, we're pretty much
What's
stuck
wrong
here
with
because me not being able to talk pretty much makes my character non-functional.
Yeah. So just be like, trying to talk.
I can do my teleport abilities, like Dimensional Slide, and I can do
Asha, what's wrong with these fools?
the
I
teleport.
point at
Turn
my
Swift teleport.
They've
I
turned
point at my
into
mouth and
clowns.
shake my head, like trying to convey we can't talk.
My wisdom's been lowered. Let's see if I can figure this shit out. Okay, I think I get it. Okay, but why? Can you hear? Are you deaf too?
Yeah, Safa,
I
like for some
nod
reason
yes.
you're thinking from their body language that they've just gone mute.
I
They've literally had their voices taken away.
I try to mime or try to like explain, but I just can't figure out how to do it, and I look really frustrated.
Seems like a personal problem. Is this a problem for you too, Araxi?
Araxi nods.
Okay, so what happened? I mean,
I raise an eyebrow at you, like, really?
Doesn't either of you know how to read or write?
I I look in my pockets
Araxi
like,
knows
you
how to
really think
sew.
I have something to write with?
She looks at the mermaid.
The problem is I don't keep my.
I'm kind of disappointed that you guys didn't roll a high enough perception to see that last time.
I don't think it would have helped us though, so it's probably fine that we didn't.
No,
No.
but it was a fun one.
Okay.
Wait,
well,
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna grab a stick and try and write in the dirt. See if I can make that work.
Okay, what are you gonna write?
I
Well,
write.
remember you two and the NPC are fatigued.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna write. Undead little girl stole our voices.
Yeah, Safa just starts hysterically laughing. That probably frustrates Maloki. I don't know. Maybe not.
No, he's kind of not caring what she thinks.
Yeah. Yeah, after she has a good laugh, she shrugs, like, I don't know. What, do you want me to go in there and find this little girl for you?
I write in the dirt. Back to camp. See if cleric can help.
Safa frowns.
I think those are our only two options. Either go back in or go back to a cleric.
Yeah, and with us being fatigued and yeah,
Yeah, fatigue's not that big a deal. Well, I mean, it's like -2
unless
to...
it gets.
If you get hit with
See,
fatigue, you're gonna turn into exhausted, which is pretty
Yeah.
terrible. But
And yeah, like I
Wait,
said, Arax, you know that that thing that you encountered, um, if it continues to steal your breath, it gets worse.
do I know if the effect is permanent
It
though?
can completely, it's not permanent, but it can completely steal
Okay.
your breath if it's allowed to keep doing
So we
it.
might not necessarily even need a cleric if we just like get away from it. Then just resting, our voices might come back on their own.
You think that if you make it for an hour that you'll get your voice back and you'll stop being fatigued.
Okay.
so why don't
So
we
Raxi's not
rest
really
for
as
If you get
a
hit by
terribly
it
worried about
again,
this.
it would turn into exhaustion, and then
Yeah.
one more time is you would permanently be asleep.
So I guess Maloki and Talvin probably
Not
seem
permanently,
kind of
just
frantic about it, but Araxi just seems annoyed.
Well, I still insist that we want to go back. I have ulterior motives to that as well, but yeah.
Safa looks annoyed.
Yeah. Fun times.
She, like. Well, yeah, she rubs her arm where you can see skin. She's just, like, kind of rubbing it, like, almost as a subconscious behavior.
I don't know, if we do go back there, Araxi's gonna be completely useless. So, I can't cast any spells. I don't think I have a single spell right now that doesn't have a somatic component, or a verbal component, I mean. And I don't have the silent spell, Meta Magic Feat. If I did, I could cast all my spells except for the level 3 spells, but...
I mean, if we just completely burn this place down, that should solve your problem, right?
Did you
make you
actually
feel
say
better.
that in character?
Yes, she does.
Maloki kind of grins. Like he thinks that might be a good idea.
I mean, it burns once. Let's just, finish the job, I guess. Well, something burned once. A bunch of kids got burned, apparently.
The mention of kids, Maloki shudders a little bit.
I kind of want to say something, but I can't, so I won't.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Safa and Asha make suggestions, they can't really say anything against it.
Well, we could shake our head or be like...
And write in
No.
the sand, and yeah, no, we could,
Yeah,
we could
theoretically
respond,
you could,
just not
but
very well.
I wouldn't be able... Like, if I disagree with something, I wouldn't be able to voice why I disagree with it.
So yeah,
So
no,
what
my
is your,
my
what do
my
you guys do?
request is essentially that we just head back to the camp and see if there's anything we can do about this. Because I don't know whether or not it's something that'll fade in time or what.
Okay, you guys are heading back to the camp.
No, no, no.
That's my suggestion. But
Okay.
Secret wants to be difficult. I
Always. If Maloki's suggesting that, Safa's like shaking her head, like, no, like, why? We have so much more to do.
Does anybody else even speak Elven,
Like
by
what?
the way? Or am I the only one?
I speak Elven.
Yeah, somebody
Okay.
else speaks Elven. I know that.
So that's at least somebody can talk. Because I was thinking if I was the only one that did, Talvin is pretty screwed because nobody can tell him anything. Though I don't know if
But
Asha's
definitely
gonna
some
bother telling him
linguistics.
anything.
Oh, you know what? I almost forgot about Lana or Lena.
Oh.
But,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the wolf wouldn't want to go in there. It has that like animal sixth sense. Like, no, it doesn't want to
Right.
go in.
So she just stayed out by the
Yep.
doorway probably.
Like, everybody's annoyed in our party now.
Well, there's a park over here. We can go rest there for a while.
Just if our big friend isn't there, or perhaps we want to stay, hidden and quiet. But, I would prefer that.
I look
than
at
going
everyone
back to
else
the
like
woods.
really hidden and quiet with with this group.
Well, at least 3 of us are not going to be speaking up to break the quiet.
Is that where you guys go?
Yeah, why not? Well, I was gone. Did we go to the Pavilion of Reason?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the place where you go up and you're like, I am
Yeah,
the
you were
best
here for that.
person in the world, and I can't hear or see anything outside of here, but you can see and hear me.
Apt analogy for Elven society.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. I'll move you guys.
Araxi
to the
would
park.
say if she could.
Safa looks over at Araxi. Or I guess we decided we're gonna actually go to the park. Is that the consensus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Yes, that's what I would prefer. At least not back to the camp.
Man, Talvin's still really low. Should life bond him.
Hell
You get to the
no.
park and you just see the greenery around it. You don't see you know who.
Okay,
You don't see Mr. Scissorhands.
let's find a little spot to nestle up. I guess.
I
don't
kind of
really wanna
move
But
up
you
to
do
the
still see
north
the
part.
whatchamacallit.
You don't get
You do
too
still
close
see
to
the big
stuff.
old bush that is in the shape of a. Well, your characters won't recognize it, but it looks like an elephant.
I'm gonna start moving toward the northern part up that trail. Kind of leading away from where that thing is territorial.
I'm just making
One
sure
of
there's
these
no
trees
killer
doesn't
plants
look like the
that are gonna
others.
jump at me. Yeah, it's an elephant.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his the gardener's design.
It's his masterpiece.
There's others. other creatures too, but yeah, that's his current masterpiece, I guess.
Oh no, you don't see anything else that looks like this thing.
I
Everything
thought you
else
said there
is
were other
shrubs and.
animals. Like, okay,
Nope,
okay,
it's
singular.
just this one.
Just the elephant.
It sticks out like a sore thumb.
A beautiful sore thumb.
Does it look like there's anywhere over here that would be a good spot to just sit and rest safely and kind of out of sight?
Yeah, you could definitely get out of sight,
I don't know how
like
to survive.
amid
I'm gonna
all
sit in the open.
the shrubs and bushes.
Yep, I'm gonna head over there.
Yay, let's get attacked by insects. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something to drink real fast.
Me too.
So you guys are resting.
For like an hour at least.
Okay. Everybody, roll me a perception.
Okay.
I see Safa's perception, but I don't see one from the others yet.
I think 2 people went to get water.
Okay, I'm
so-
back.
Oh, they
I went to grab.
Okay.
I went to grab something to drink.
Or actually, roll me a perception.
This is probably the only beer I can drink though, because I do have to like drive to the job thing in a couple hours. But
So-
perception. Okay.
Do I need to roll a perception
Make
as
sure
well?
you brush
Yeah,
your
I'm
teeth,
looking roll
man.
perception as well.
Jesus. Having a beer before a job thing.
well, 1 beer. So
Yeah, brush that teeth though. They'll smell it. Like the
It's
tongue,
morale
too,
juice.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, I'll do that for sure. Well, I mean, they know. He knows it's my Friday off, so because he knows my work schedule. So
Well, yeah, but it's an interview, is it not?
I know. I still will, but I mean, it's like obviously I was doing stuff before this. It's freaking 10 o'clock when I normally get off work at 10 o'clock.
That's kind of true.
In the
Don't
morning.
worry, I won't judge.
What they think I was gonna just do? Sit around for 12 hours?
Yeah.
But like, I just stayed in the parking lot for 12 hours.
I'm gonna make
Nervously
Asha
twitching.
roll a perception.
My last one
I
was at
rolled a
11.
perception.
Since I get off at
You
10,
did?
I actually did just hang out. I went over
Well,
like
you
to
made a
fast
will
food
save.
place
Oh,
or
that's a
something.
will save. Sorry. There's my
Worst
perception.
willception ever.
So, you guys wait for a while. Like an hour luckily goes by and nothing bothers you. However, near the end of the actually not near the yeah, I guess near the end of the hour. Sorry. I don't know why I'm being so indecisive. But the important part is that Maloki and Safa, you guys notice this. The others don't notice it until like you point it out to them, if you do. But you two notice like a faint rustling, and the
elephant
animal
moves.
hedge thing is suddenly over here. But you didn't see it move. You heard something, and you looked over where it was, and then it just showed up over here. Still in
And
like
secret.
still an elephant, but in a slightly different pose.
It's your favorite thing.
Yes.
It's a plant that does stuff.
Oh yeah, no, my perceptions have been on par since we've been in this place. So she's She don't like plants apparently. She's going to point that out to everybody.
So I slowly nod my head and try to say, yes, I see that. Do I say that?
We should get out of here.
Oh,
Are you
yes.
guys- Oh. Did you
Your
just
voices
speak,
are
Mike?
back and you're not fatigued.
Oh my god, thank goodness.
Little girl stealing
Yeah.
her voice. That's a
Araxi
good one.
will say, like, I knew it was a temporary effect, but unfortunately I couldn't tell you that.
Well, at least somebody knew.
And I'll kind of explain what I know about it. I'll be like, that those things will can steal people's breath or voices away. They tend to stay
It
in
is like the
places like
Ursula
that
thing.
schoolhouse. I don't think it'll have anything to worry about as long as we don't go back in there.
But yeah, this big old topiary moved. What do you guys do about it?
I don't know if we want to do anything about it.
Closer to
I know that's like our
city.
solution. That's our solution to most things. Like, oh no, something happened. Let's not do anything about it. That sounds scary.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
it's
we're
a
more
plant.
afraid of pissing that thing off.
And unless the plant's attacking me, I have no need to go near it.
The place I was at before, like, do I remember if that was where it was when we saw, like, the render, tending to it?
Oh, I mean, it was over here when you guys showed up.
Yeah, but
In
was
its
that where it
usual
was
spot.
last time we saw it too? Yeah, that's its usual
Yeah.
spot. Okay, so yes, that's the first time we've seen it move somewhere. Then I wonder
But I
if it
didn't
goes
see
back
it
like
moved. It just kind
before
of
he comes.
appeared and it just
Right,
Well, it's
you
probably
didn't
just
see it
weird.
move. You just heard something, and then it was there.
It probably just moved while you weren't looking.
I
Let's
think
be
I would've
reasonable
heard
now.
That. I mean, this was like a very sudden.
Look, all I know is I'm a teleportation specialist, and plants don't normally teleport.
Is that
Not
so?
without help, at least.
Well, what if this one had help? I mean, it does seem to have a friend.
You think the render can make it teleport?
No, maybe. I don't know. I don't know shit about magic. You tell me. But that did not walk, I'll tell you that much.
Araxi tries to imagine a render wizard or arcanist.
Just,
Just
it has a
shakes her
wizard
head.
hat.
Can it
She's like,
travel
no,
through the
it's-
ground?
I've seen some absurd things since I've come to the surface, but that is too much for me to accept.
Watch, we're gonna find out it's like 3 classes into Bard or something.
Oh god.
No. The
Perform garden.
scissor thing is a druid. It awakens shrubbery.
A little plant animal companion.
Maybe we should leave,
Yes, we
so
want
as
to
not to
pass
upset
by.
the renderer or the plant or,
Yes, we want to
whatever.
take the hard
Maloki,
route.
you seem to be more attuned to this part of this sort of thing, so I'm gonna take Maloki's advice on this. Although, Talvin, what do you think, and Elvin, about this plant? You notice it moved?
He
He's
didn't
probably
notice
like,
it
"Man,
move, but I mean, when you point it out to him, he says that yeah, it wasn't there before, and that it doesn't make me feel any better. That I until now I thought the only thing to worry about this place was like ghosts and drow. But if plants are moving, then that makes me even more nervous.
Yeah.
Yes, also there's undead here in Chelwynby.
as well as what is renders? Is that a demon or a
Render's just a
Magical
magical
beast.
beast, I think.
magical beast? Yeah. And dragons.
Like an
Don't forget
owlbear.
dragons. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
did you know
shit
there's a
here.
dragon here? Have you seen the
Well, it
dragon
says that
yet?
we actually haven't heard from the dragon since you dealt with it.
Ooh, we heard his ego.
Oh,
He'll
I
be
think it's a
back.
bit generous to say that we dealt with it.
Well, Commander Shalelu had some very nice things to say about you.
Oh, I'm sure. Raxi just frowns, thinks about, yeah, like, well, I
Commander
guess,
Carishel, not so much.
yeah,
I
well,
do believe that.
I believe that. I think he knows. I think that's the one thing we agree on is our opinions on each other. And on a certain other top secret piece of knowledge that I unfortunately can't tell you any further about. But um, okay, I guess I'll ask everyone else then. What's our next move?
Not walking near that tree.
Okay, but after that.
Oh, did we like fully investigate the smithy, or we just kind of like stopped at it and was like, nah?
I mean, you could have checked it out, but
Araxi saw a thing and decided she didn't want to see it anymore, so we left.
Oh,
I mean, there seemed
like
like
you
there
guys
was
kind
some
of
sort
checked
of.
it out, but
Probably another
yeah,
haunt.
what Pluto said.
I was originally suspecting that it was some sort of like because I was just hearing noises, like sounded like a smith working. So I was like, it's either like some sort of haunting thing or something happening on a parallel plane, perhaps on the ethereal or shadow plane.
do you guys want to go and spy on the render?
Not really. I don't really want to.
No.
I kind of just want to leave that thing alone.
Agreed.
And I mean, we can't spend. We kind of need to. What we're doing needs to be stuff that it's actually. We can't waste too much time doing silly frivolous tasks like spying on the render, right?
Well, we're already.
Because the supplies are somewhat limited.
I think we already explored all of our necessary outlets. Then let's go back to the camp and get this show on the road and go underground. Then.
Raises an eyebrow, thinking that's exactly what I kind of wanted to do, but you said no.
No, you. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. I thought we had more things to look at, but apparently you guys don't have anything more to look at. So.
Well, we went
Not
to a bunch of
really,
different
no.
places today, actually. Like, a surprisingly large amount of places. We just haven't really ran into much in any of them.
Not really.
We went to, like, the pavilion. Like, that was all today. Went to the pavilion, went to the Vista place, went to the other place, went to the school, went to the underground area there and did the dark vision test, and
it's
we've come here.
not.
Like, we've done quite a bit.
Yeah, that's all one day.
That's all been one day.
The pavilion was a different day.
Nope. It was this day. We just went there and we got, like, a statue or something there. That was today. That was the first place we went.
I know you got the statue.
After we went underground, or not underground, but we went to that one area, we found that one drow who was like, I'm not with the other ones. We went to the tower and found Fancy Pants and whatever, and then we stayed the night after that night. That was the day we did
Yes,
the Colosseum.
but after
this
that-
is a different day.
No, I'm not talking about the Colosseum. I'm talking about the pavilion.
Or, okay, whatever. Let's go back to the camp. I don't care anymore.
I mean, what time is it anyway? It's like afternoon or something right now?
It's like late afternoon,
I don't know.
like 3 o'clock. So you
I
still
mean,
got
yeah, if
hours
we
of
can't.
daylight.
Yeah, but I mean, if we can't think of, if there's nothing nobody wants to do, then I guess that's what we'll do. But
So then tomorrow we
I
should
could.
finish the job because, or else we should finish exploring today instead of waiting tomorrow to explore.
right, no, I agree with that. I want if there's anywhere else we want to go before that, I think we should try to get that done today because
Can we
Yeah,
go
I
to
just
main map
don't
so we
think
can
there
see
really
that?
is.
Sure.
I mean we could go investigate this plant further too, but
Okay, so there's still number 11. I don't really want to do it, but
Maloka, you seem to know about natural and
there could
animal
be stuff
things
in there.
with your new friend.
What can I do
Do you
for you?
know anything about that strange shrubbery?
Well, would a knowledge of nature give me anything?
You could do it.
What do I know?
Not necessarily anything about this thing in particular, although it does look very strange to you. But you do know that some plants are they possess a more of an intelligence, and that sometimes plants can be very sneaky. Because any plants that are animate are usually like predators or something. That's how they get their food. You don't know if this thing is animate or anything, but uh, if it is like a plant creature, then it's displaying qualities that would qualify it for that. If you got closer to examine it, I could give you more information.
I say, well, some plants can be intelligent and, well, carnivorous. Um, I don't know for sure if this is one of them, but it is showing some signs that it might be. They're also very sneaky.
Yes, so let's not walk by it.
I'm good with that.
Yes, me too.
Okay, then it's settled. But where are we going?
I mean, we could just go back to the Coliseum and like spy on the render.
I kind of want to go take a look and see if it's even there.
We could also try
Because
going.
What if it was tending to the plant, we left it, and the plant ate it?
That'd be pretty funny.
Because
The
I kind
other-
of want to know if it's still alive.
The other thing we could do is we could try to go find out more about that thing we saw with the dark vision goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's going underground, and it might just lead to stuff we're not really prepared for, I guess. Well, I'm prepared for anything, but you're the one that always seems to be flipping through your book.
I feel like maybe we should go back and then tomorrow try and conquer the Academy of Arts.
Oh, it's that time. I'm ready for that, if you guys are.
See, I'm not
I mean,
sure
unless
we
there's
are.
anything else we can do.
Oh, there's plenty of stuff you guys can do.
Yeah.
You guys have
How
already
many more
Well,
days
I
do
know,
we
I'm-
have?
things that...
I'm
Like-
saying that to the other characters.
Oh, and how many more days do you have?
Yeah.
It's kind of bordering on a couple. Probably no more than 2 or 3 days before you guys start taking penalties to this. But what you guys said before, investigating 14, there is still something to find there. You guys have been like probing it and stuff, and you guys know sort of that there's something there. You guys just haven't pursued it. 17 for the most part is you found out what is there. If you want to deal with it, then you'll have to go back. The park you're at, now that you guys have seen something, like, yes, there is something for you to do here.
although it's more of a less important thing than the other places. The smithy house, Araxi is onto the right idea that you'll need something, something appropriate to interact with what's going on at 16. You guys found what you had to find of value in 5, but 8, you guys haven't really explored that place very much, and there's a lot for you there.
Yeah, that's probably part of why. Like, that's part of the out of character reason. Part of why I'm like thinking, leaning towards like maybe Safa's idea, like go check on this renders. I mean, plus the thing, the render was interacting with this plant, and this plant's acting really weird. So that makes the render more interesting. As
Right.
like,
I'm also my character's still
like
wondering
as a
too because
consequence.
the plants already is still here, obviously. So is the render still gonna be there?
Also,
Did they manage to finally charm it? Perhaps, I'm kind of
yeah, maybe the drow kept
Ooh.
going after it because we did see the drow bodies there. So yeah, I guess like after
If you guys wanted to
considering
try
thinking
and
about
charm
some
it,
more,
you could. You have the scroll.
we have the scroll ourselves. Yeah.
Not it.
I mean, think about it. If you charmed this thing, it could be a powerful ally.
Yeah. Now I feel like we're the dark side.
Because we are.
I mean, we know what it likes, so we can at least use
Most
that
half
to
our party
influence.
is kind of evil.
Yes, he'd be a powerful ally.
And Derek could be like Razmataz.
Oh my God, Razmataz! Yes.
Or maybe there's something even greater in 8.
Razmataz and Razmataz. I'm Razmataz.
Well, let's go to 8 and figure out what's going on.
Okay.
And not get ourselves killed like the drow. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll go up there and see if he's still there.
Okay,
Approach it
you
quietly.
guys go to 8.
And I'll tell I'll tell this elf what we're going on. We're gonna go check out that render.
He's probably gonna be like, that what now?
But he'll follow you.
Be very quiet. This thing is just gigantic and has killed several drow, but that doesn't mean it's really our ally either. Do you want to go check it out? It's in that building over there. Just be very quiet when you do. No, I don't actually tell him to do that. I know he's got like 5 health or something.
And a lower con since Safa shoot hard.
Turned him into a chew toy.
Yeah, he's got con damage, right?
Yeah, but since we
he
rested for an
stays with
hour, I
Araxi.
lost my bonus.
Your bonus hit points. Oh no.
Yeah.
He's still here if you need it, I guess.
Yep. I think Derek caught on to the bonding part, but yeah.
Alright. You guys are here. Loki's looking perceptive and stealthy, and Asha's trying to stay perceptive. The scene is still much like how you guys left, even though it's another day.
On the way, they're
This
all
place is
cast
still
like
empty, and there's still this hole in the wall.
as we get closer to there. I'm gonna cast message on everybody so I can whisper to people and they can whisper back to me, no matter how far we are.
Okay.
So that way, that'll be it's useful use of this cantrip. And yeah, say okay, we're here. Remember, this thing was in the very first building, or first, like right outside, right on the other side of that crack in the wall. So, I guess be careful when we go up to it.
Want to use the front door?
I mean, we could just do that instead of using the crack in the wall, I guess. I was thinking somebody
No
maybe
lucky
sneak
moves.
over there. Loki sneaks over and looks.
Well, I got my 22 on stealth. Might as well use it.
Okay. I'll use my message spell to whisper. What do your monkey eyes see?
Oh.
I probably don't actually word it quite that way, but I ask what you see though. Is he in there?
DM, is he in there?
You
Mm,
don't
Loki.
think you see the render in here. You do still see the bodies of the dead drow, although they're in a further state.
Maybe he was inside the plant. Like maybe he puts the plant on like a costume and moves around, goes, "I'm an elephant."
If Araxi say that out
Accept
loud.
my identity. Accept my identity.
But
I'm gonna
aside from,
see if
the
I can
musty
see
smell
any
of moldy
tracks.
fungi, it looks pretty tame. Oh, you see any tracks?
I'm gonna see if I see
yeah,
any tracks.
Yeah, you see tracks.
Like any
It's
fresh
been
ones.
coming and going. Fresh ones? Like, you don't see any fresh tracks within, like, the past hour. You think that it's been gone
Alright.
from this place for a little while?
So I don't think it's even come back yet.
No.
Okay, I respond to the whisper. I do not think it's come back yet.
Okay. So it's still out somewhere. We didn't see it at the park, so who knows where it's actually at.
Well, let's
We
go
should
and
definitely
find
be
him.
careful then, because it might come back while we're in there. Do I actually still have that charm animal or whatever scroll, or does somebody else have that even? I don't even know if I have it.
I would think Araxi
Yep,
had it.
I do have it. I also have a scroll of animate dead and dispel magic. Although I probably should learn dispel magic with that if I don't already have dispel magic. It's probably a good idea. Unless my spellbook has it. Nope. This other spellbook does not have it. Okay, I will move forward and I'll tell Talvin that the thing that lives here isn't here right now, but it might come back, so just stay near us and be on the lookout for it, I guess.
Be ever perceptive.
Be vigilant.
May the perception be ever in your favor.
Yep.
Alright, well then I'm going to go inside.
Alright.
You do.
This place has doors.
There's more
Okay.
decomposed drow bodies.
Yep.
Are they still like? Does it look like he just left them there? Like he didn't? Doesn't look like the render did anything else to him.
Yeah, he just left.
He just killed them and left.
Okay.
Do I think this door's trapped?
You don't think it's trapped?
Do I think it's locked?
So I'm gonna see
You don't think it's
if
locked?
I can.
I open it.
In
I'm gonna
fact,
see if I can
it's not
figure
really
out
even,
where.
like- it's not even really closed. It's just like on like the edge to like look like it's closed.
I'm gonna see if I can figure out where the render normally
open it.
goes.
You could
when it's
easily
in here.
pull it open.
Strength?
Nope, you can just pull it open.
Oh, okay, I
It's
do
not
that.
hard. But you do get this very pungent scent of like sweat and like thick animal musk.
Mm.
Kind of burns your nostrils, but you see a large mound of leaves, wood, and like shattered statuary that is like in a heap in the corner that kind of looks like a nest.
A nest, but nothing's in the nest.
Nope.
I'll scour around and see if I find anything.
Still looking to see if I know where the render normally goes when it comes here.
Sapa, you do find one thing of that you think might be of something of value.
Okay.
Tucked away in a corner, what looks like a nasty like dirt-covered blanket, you think is actually It looks like it's a rug with old elven like designs on it.
But it's still intact, like it could be valuable. I'm just not sure what its value is.
Oh no, you with your appraise, like you don't know if it's valuable at all. Like it's gone through, it's survived the years, but it's been so damaged that it's lost almost all of its artistic value, unless someone is just really interested in ancient elven artistry. But it looks like it's being used as a blanket.
Okay, I
It's old
pull
and
it
smelly.
out and I like kind of just throw it on the ground and say, ah, some elf shit. So it's now on the ground in the room that we're in.
I think we already checked out these bodies before, though, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because they had the scroll on them.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not gonna do too much in like terms of poking around them, but I am gonna look around this area here. So it looks like I can go over like this. Is this like a like there's walls here and then there's a door leading, and it looks like a little like I can walk around it though. It's strange.
What? There's a
This
walkway
little
here.
area up here. Yeah, there's a walkway on either side of it. It looks like there's one over here too. It looks like.
Yeah.
Well, not really a walkway. That's much narrower, but.
There's a door here.
I asked Talvin if he's any good at doors. Like, is he any good at inspecting doors or whatnot? Well, I look at this door.
He isn't like a locksmith or a trapsmith, if that's what you're asking. The answer's bad.
Making conversation with him as I look at this door in front of me, the double door here. I assume I don't see anything on this door, then I'll try opening it.
All right. It is not locked, and it opens with just a bit of effort.
So wait, is that where the thing normally goes, or?
I think this area over here was.
Okay, because I never got an
Inside
answer to that
this,
question.
What was that, Maloki?
I had done a perception 26, trying to figure out if I could figure out exactly where that thing normally went when it was in here.
Oh, where it normally went when it was in here?
Yeah.
It's a good perception, but you can't really tell too much where like
Okay.
it would go. But like this room that Safa explored seems like it might actually be where it sleeps.
All right.
Anyway, you open the door, and in this room, you find that there is a lot of thick mold and rotting vines that cover the walls. There's significantly sized cracks in the ceiling that let stagnant rainwater pool in places upon the floor, except for where the stone rises to form a small circular platform.
I asked Talvin what does he suppose this room might have been used for?
He shrugs and he says, well, maybe it was a classroom or something. You also do see that the walls look like they're covered in well-preserved elven artistry. But that there's like all kinds of like moss and mold over it.
So if I
And some
spend
of it's kind
time
of
to
bright too. Like it's yellow.
wanted to spend time being an archaeologist or something here, I might be able to uncover stuff. But that's a different merfolk character.
Yeah.
That I only played one time, like 5 years ago or something, I think. I don't know. In like a one, it was supposed to be a campaign, but it ended up being a one shot basically. Okay, then I will walk back out of the room, I guess, then, and kind of. I don't see any reason to walk through that room then. If I can just go around, it looks like.
Sure.
I don't know if that's where we want to go though, but I guess we'll do that. I'll start kind of looking up here.
I'm just gonna remove this so that it doesn't like get in the way of the stuff. Now that you've explored it.
Man, this place is weird. All these like circles and shit everywhere. Looks like another
Yeah, the dynamic
small room up here.
might kind of make it awkward to explore.
I've seen worse. I've seen worse, like, dynamic lighting clusterfucks than this. Like that one Crypt of the Everflame room. Jeez.
Oh god.
You see some doors here and over here.
Does it look like this area, like, I don't know, how does it look back here? Does it seem like undisturbed? Am I like, is there dust everywhere?
There's like dust, yeah. And
Okay.
like you know,
Like, I'm wondering if that
vegetation
if
stuff
that thing
on the
even,
wall.
yeah, that thing even comes back here normally, or if it kind of just stays near the front of it there.
I'm gonna check this door right here.
Okay. You don't think it's trapped?
I'm gonna open
I'm
it.
gonna head towards this one back here.
Okay.
And look inside.
I like peeking behind Safa.
This cylindrical room boasts a domed roof featuring many gaps for long shattered windows amid fanciful carvings. Across from the door that you just opened stands a stone altar bearing the symbol of a pointing hand surrounded by a rainbow. To the right, water still trickles in an ancient fountain. The entirety of the room was once painted in bright colors, but only a few faint pastel flakes remain.
I guess I examined the room of the 14, but I don't think I come up with anything.
I'll also like follow Safa into this room and like kind of look around.
Okay.
Yay, a 7. I've rolled so bad on perceptions today.
It's an altar with a fountain. I don't know if that's important to anybody, but not me.
Is this altar? Okay, so this altar, is there any sort of symbols or anything on it? Like anything I might be able to do like a knowledge check to know
Knowledge
about?
religion.
Yeah.
Maloki, you don't think the door is trapped? If
Okay,
that's
Okay,
true.
I'll open it.
Okay. I'll get to you in a second. Araxi, you think that this is a shrine to an elven god, god of art and architecture. Might remind
Okay.
you of something.
The statue maybe?
Maybe.
I guess.
Maloki, in your room. You see, it's a roughly oval chamber. There are two small platforms that rise up from the floor, surrounded by stacked stone benches. From the walls, obscured by vines and streaks of dirty rainwater, protrude reliefs of elven pipers, swirling music, and soaring dragons.
Pretty. I'm going to try and investigate the room, see what I find in here. Holy shit.
Okay.
Do we still have that
I find
statue?
everything.
I was gonna say I bring up
You guys
the.
should.
Yeah.
I pull out the statue that I had and compare it to like, I don't know, images on the altar or whatnot, and see if they match. While Maloki's doing that.
Maluki, you don't really find anything of value that you can touch per se, but the the relief on the wall is more than just it's more than just visual art. Um, I know you can't read Elven, and you don't have do you have you don't have any perform, do you?
Let's see here. Um, I don't have perform. I do have linguistics. I could try and figure it out, I guess.
Yeah, you can roll me that.
I'll fail, but I'll try. Yep.
You're not able to read it, but you do think that the that there is a strange sort of treasure in this room, and that the swirling patterns on the walls and stuff look like music notes.
Oh.
And then if you go all around the room, you think it might actually be like a whole piece.
Very impressive.
Oh wait, Safa and Araxi, what were you guys doing?
I pulled out the statue we found earlier and see if it like compares, like it looks similar to what I'm seeing on this altar. Like, are there engravings or something on here?
You do see something similar actually. That
Okay.
the hand symbol that is pointing with like the rainbow over it, the statue has one of its hands in the same position.
Okay, I'll set the statue on the altar and see if anything happens. Probably not, but
Nothing seems to happen.
okay.
Is there something going on about
I'll
that
leave
water?
it there for the time being while I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'll cast Detect Magic on it as well.
You don't get any detect magic back from it.
Okay, so it's probably just defunct. After looking at it for a little bit, eventually I'll just put the statue back away, wrap it up, in cloth or whatever I have it in.
When Araxi takes it away and Safa, I see your perception there. You are a little suspicious, Safa, of the altar.
Um,
Can you give me another perception?
okay.
You look at it a little bit, and you find that there is a simple mechanism attached to the altar that should allow it to move, but you don't see any trigger.
I'll say that to Roxy. This thing moves.
Can we just push it, perhaps? Which direction does it move? Can you tell?
Maybe somebody else can help
Raxi will try to
examine
look
it.
around. See what if I can tell what she's talking about. Probably not, because I'm terrible at this game. But
I didn't describe it before, but I'll tell you right now that you see on the altar, it's kind of weird. It has a bunch of holes in it. And not holes that were like damaging holes, like they look like very perfect circular holes in it.
Huh. Like maybe they're keyholes or something?
Yeah, and they're all kind of like in a line. Purposeful.
Oh, Maloki, do you want to check this out? It moves, but we can't figure out how. Actually, I'm not even sure if it matters. Okay, Asha, come in here.
Okay.
What is this?
I'm sorry. I'm pretty exhausted right now. Take a look at this altar. Do I know anything about this in terms of religion?
Well, we know that part, sort
Yeah,
of,
you can roll me a religion.
but a perception. We're looking for some sort of trigger of how this moves.
I'm not
You're
gonna
pretty
be
sure
able
that
to
this
help
is
you.
all a shrine dedicated to an elven god or goddess of like art and architecture.
Okay. Well, I told you I wasn't gonna help.
It's alright.
Now that you guys are kind of like trying to figure out what to do here, the people who have looked at the altar and like at the keyholes, you guys can make me an intelligence check.
Ooh, okay. That didn't
I
get
might be
drained.
pretty good at that.
I'm still average. Oh, fuck.
Nope, roll a 2.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. We're just not meant to know.
I've just had really bad rolls today. It happens.
Yeah,
This is
well, we're not
why.
meant
This
to
is why
know.
normally I roll. I cast spells that make other people roll, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, don't feel too bad. It wasn't an easy check.
Well, maybe
You guys are,
something. Maybe we can find something further in here that'll help us solve this.
Perhaps.
yeah.
These aren't like like me. You could try sticking my fingers in the hole, right? And nothing could go wrong.
Nothing could go wrong.
I say, I tell them about the other room over there and how beautiful it is.
Oh, well, now that you're here, can you roll a perception
I-
for this room?
Seems skeptical.
Sure.
If you want to, Malone.
I just while he's looking around in that room, I'll leave anyway and go look at his
Sure.
so-called beautiful room.
We'll see
Is it
later.
actually like really beautiful?
Okay, so
I
you look
rolled
around
a 30.
Maliki and you see that, yeah, this altar is very, it looks like, you know, a holy or religious thing. And that it has these peculiar holes on it that don't look like they were made by anything or that, like, they're damaged. They're, like, perfectly circular holes in it, and they're all kind of placed, like, within a line on it. But you're not really sure what it's there for. But you can make me an intelligence check.
Would a knowledge religion help?
Only to understand like what like kind of religious significance this room has, but I think everyone has come to the same conclusion that it's a shrine dedicated to an elven god or goddess of art and architecture.
Well, I roll an 8.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I have literally my intelligence is a 10. So
No, we all failed.
Yeah, it's just a straight
Even
up 21.
Araxi.
It's kind of a tough check.
So 21 was
It's a
one that
little
had about a
scary.
75% chance of passing.
For this check,
I
it
look around
defaults to the harder one because I don't think anybody has a skill point in the other one skill that it allows.
which one?
Does anybody have ranks in performance?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
If
That's
it's
what I
anything
thought.
about sailors and sailing.
I'm not a Brad.
But Arax,
I
if
don't
you
think
look around in
elves
this room,
sail.
it depends on your perception or your
My
your
opinion
take
of
on beauty, but
my
the
tastes.
room is filled with elven artistry.
Meh, I've seen better.
And I think Maloki did say that he thinks that there's something on the walls, right?
Yeah.
It's ugly. 2 out of 10. Okay. And then there's a door on the other side, apparently. But I think it seems like the other door. Yeah. Okay. So it's like the other thing where I can just walk around it. Weird. Okay.
Is this door already open?
Oh, I know you're lying that it's ugly.
Well, it's not open, but I just took away the dynamic lighting since you guys explored that room to make it a
Okay.
little bit easier to see and stuff.
It's fine. I'm gonna check and see if it's locked and trapped.
This
I'm
one?
gonna check this one.
Yes.
Okay. You don't think it's locked and you don't think it's trapped?
We should
I'll
all go
open
to
it then.
individual
Do I?
doors
That's
and
what
like
Maloki seems
time
to
as we
do.
open them all at the same time.
Huh.
Oh, it was open, wasn't it?
Yeah, for me at least.
Okay.
The one down
I don't know,
here
maybe
isn't,
I
though.
close that door.
Well, I open it, so
Anyway.
it's open.
Yep, you open the door. And what you see inside is this chamber is a half dome projecting out from the conservatory, decorated with overgrown scenes of elves attending to everyday activities accompanied by musicians.
Okay, I'll go inside. And
Okay, Maloki, you
check
don't
the
think
place
your
out.
doors are trapped?
Okay,
you
well, I
go
will
in.
open it.
I'll open up Maloki's room and then I have something else to describe for Safa's.
That's cool.
When you go in Safa, you look around and this might catch your eye. You see something glitters among the reliefs in the room.
Ooh, something's in here.
And high on the dome, like nearly 30 feet above you, there's like deep cracks that are kind of spidered in the stone that are letting in natural light that is making whatever it is that's in the reliefs glitter.
Okay, I go for it.
You're gonna check out the glittery stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get back to you. Maloki, you walk into an oblong chamber.
Woo.
With rising stone benches along the eastern wall. You see a continuous fresco of starry skies that runs the circumference of the room, but it is obscured by unpleasant patches of mold and mildew. So all along the room, there's this really cool like mural slash fresco.
just kind of desecrated by mold.
Yeah. Nature is reclaiming.
Okay. Well, then I think we'll head back over and see what Safa's looking at.
Okay. Safa, you look at the reliefs.
Yep.
And while you see the like the everyday lives and stuff of elves along it, you do see that if you can like push away some of the vines, you see flecks of like blue, green, and violet crystal that the light is making glisten. That's like studded in the eye sockets of the reliefs.
Ooh. I point this out to Araxi now that I see her coming into the room.
Okay. I'll use detect magic on it.
Use detect magic, but you don't find any magic coming from the frescoes or the gems.
Okay, I'll say it's very, very odd looking, but it's not magical.
Does it look valuable?
Talvin, what do you think it is? I ask him in Elven.
God, I'm getting jealous. You pay more attention
What,
to
the
him
gem?
than me. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's an Elven thing, right? You should
He
know
shrugs.
about
He
this
says
sort
they
of
look
thing.
like gems.
Okay.
It's a shame that that this place has been abandoned for so long.
I tell Safa Talvin doesn't know anything about this thing either.
I examine it, see what its value is.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna do
Sure, great.
a praise check. Yeah, my skill rolls continue to be impressive. We don't have gems like this under the ocean that much, except for ones that
Safa,
come off of shipwrecks.
you might get a glisten in your eyes too,
Ooh.
because like you're thinking that all of these like quartz crystals, or no, not quartz, like amethyst, emeralds, and I guess whatever the purple ones are. Sapphires, emeralds, and amethysts in these little eye sockets. They're small, but they're very valuable. They're like at least 50 gold pieces each, and there's like 19 of them in the room.
Oh, I start collecting them.
I look to Talvin to make sure he's not getting upset about this place being looted.
He does look at her and what she's doing, and he says to you, since he's the only one that you're the only one that he knows that can understand him, and he does tell you, well, I guess he asks you, does your friend really need the gems here?
Uh, Probably. She's not here to help elves out. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, Safa, give me a strength check to start prying gems out.
Okay, how long does this look like it might take me though? Because she wouldn't
Might
want to
take a
spend
while
too
to
much.
get all of them.
Okay, she'll just get a few.
Shake
You
my
could
head and
probably
walk
get
away.
you could probably get a handful of them with like, I don't know, like 10 or 20 minutes worth of work.
10 of them? Or wait, what? How much?
You probably
I
get
was
them
gonna,
faster
I was gonna roll.
Oh,
if someone helps.
maybe.
Araxi
don't know
won't
if
though,
anybody
because
helps,
she
but-
knows she's not the sort of person that can. Well, with having 9 strength.
Well, I just lost track of where the room is.
But I'm totally okay with Safa taking
Then
all the
I'll
gems
take
she
your.
wants.
Let's see, you did how many? 5. I'll take your 5 though. So like each one of those takes like prying each one of those gems takes out like a little less than 5 minutes.
'Cause you
Oh,
gotta do it
okay.
like carefully and stuff.
Well, if they let me do it, then I do it. Just a few of them, like the real pretty valuable ones.
Well, I'm not going to stand around while you do that, so I'll go check out this other room that Maloki went into earlier.
Okay. How many did you say I get?
What did you say? There were like stars in here or something?
Yeah.
You actually get all 5 of them.
Oh, okay. Then that's what 25 minutes. Less than 25 minutes.
Yep. However, on the 5th one, I need you to roll me something.
Okay. Maybe they're investigating
Roll
stuff while I'm
sanity.
doing this, so maybe whatever happens.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
hear her like strike the wall every now and then, and you can hear her like chiseling or, like prying them out.
Right. But while she's doing that, I'm going to go check out this room over here. You said there's like stars in here or something, right? I don't know if there's like a check
Yeah.
I can... Like, do they look like... I don't know, knowledge planes maybe? Is this like... Is this
Nasafa, I
work-
need you to roll me a reflex save.
Huh? Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me do that.
So like while she's digging the gems out, I'm like looking at these stars and using my knowledge of the planes to see if there's anything I can like they're recognizing these constellations or
20?
does this
Okay.
look like
Do you have evasion or anything?
No evasion.
Okay. Oh, that was not bad actually. It was a very low roll. But they did put one of these traps in here. Your chiseling has caused the already like spider cracked roof or ceiling to collapse.
was Talvin in there with her?
No,
Or did he follow me?
left with you.
I think
Okay.
he's mad at me.
You're his
And
best
everyone
buddy.
hears as like
I'm the only one that talks to him apparently.
As
Because
like
I
the
keep
ceiling
asking him
falls,
questions.
and
I would
Safa,
if I
you take
could.
half of the 16, but you are still pinned under rubble.
Oh, fun. Okay. Well, I guess.
And everyone hears
I
like the ceiling
probably
collapse.
hear this.
Yeah, but go to them because like they're doing stuff before this 25 minutes.
During that
Yeah,
25 minutes
before
before it
that
happens. So yeah, what do I like? I'm looking at these stars, and I rolled a knowledge planes there. Like, is there anything about like are these? Is this just like Earth constellations or Galarian constellations? I mean, or am I seeing like some sort of like what am I looking at in terms of these stars? Are they actual stars
Oh.
that I recognize?
So it takes a little bit of time to actually fully examine them, but the mold here, it doesn't look as bad as the mold in the other room, but it's still going to take about like 5 minutes like worth of effort per like 5-foot square. So to clean the entire chamber would take like 50 minutes, but let's say you clean away like
I cleaned some of
20
it with
minutes worth
using
of work to get a look at
maybe
some of
using
the
prestidigitation and maybe asking Talvin to help me out or something. Be like, hey, Talvin, clear some of that mold for me, and using prestidigitation. So that's what I'd be doing during that time where while she's collecting them, like clearing those.
And I'm trying to inspect this room.
And then I guess the question is, do I get any sort of conclusion or knowledge from that before I hear the ceiling collapse over there?
So you look around and let's see, did you roll knowledge plane?
Yeah, I rolled knowledge planes. I don't know if that's the appropriate roll, but
I don't think that like works here, but
I could do
it
knowledge
does
nature
look
as
like
well.
it's a. Let's see, what would this be? Like this would be like something like some kind of astrology thing.
Profession librarian? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know if I can think of an appropriate knowledge skill for this.
I think nature would be the most appropriate.
Maybe nature. Go ahead and give me that.
Dang, I was hoping knowledge planes would be it. I'm actually good at that skill.
But like what you do see of like the starry skies that run the circumference of the room, they look really good, and you do notice that like some of the stars are like exaggerated in their depiction that look like they could be like referencing like other suns or stars or even planets.
Okay. I guess it's fair that I
But you're not
actually
able to
would
glean too much about.
not know a whole lot about it anyway, because I actually normally can't see the stars where I live. So,
You can do me a praise though.
appraise. Sure. Hey, I rolled decent on that one.
You think though that underneath all of this mold, the art is still in relatively decent condition for having survived this long, and that this would most likely be very interesting to somebody who wants to study elven artistry. So it could be worth something.
Okay, well, at some point I hear the ceiling collapse while I'm looking at this, and then I'll have
Yeah,
to
Maluki, before you
move
open that
over.
door, just so that we don't split the group too much, yeah, you guys hear the ceiling collapse from where Safa was
Yeah.
doing stuff.
I mean, what was Asha doing during this, and what was Maloki doing during that 25 minutes or so that I was
So
investigating this?
well, as soon as she started prying the gems, I walked away to investigate this other room.
Right.
Because like I don't really care about any of this. This isn't important to me. But that's really all I was going to do.
Okay, well, if you want, I can do
Yeah,
that
let's
with you
do
right
that.
now.
What was he
Oh.
doing? What did
All
he?
right, so
what did
do
he
you check
see?
out the door?
Yep. I rolled an 11 on perception, so even if it is locked or trapped, I wouldn't know it. So I try the door anyway.
Yeah, you don't think so? It's not locked.
Ooh.
You see motes of dust drift lazily through this airy chamber. A dome rises high overhead, through which tangled vines tumble like leafy curtains. Across from a pair of stone doors that you just opened, engraved with chipped images of idealized elven dancers, lie the dilapidated, weed-covered remains of some complex stone and metal device. Over here.
The one time that I think knowledge engineering would have been a good one to have. So I'm going to say I've just been staring at this kind of mesmerized, looking at all the designs, and then I hear the ceiling collapse.
Okay. Unless Asha did anything during that 25 minutes. Asha, what did you do during that 25 minutes?
No.
Asha ate a brownie. It was a pot brownie.
I'm super tired right now, so I'm just shadowing Araxi.
Okay.
Damn, you do sound tired.
Must have been why you weren't here before a session to do the
Don't you have to leave soon?
Amber thing.
Wait, when are you leaving?
Brent's leaving at 9:45.
Yeah, I don't leave for another hour.
Oh, okay.
Less than an hour now. I have to be there at 10, but it's like 10 minutes away, so yeah. I'll probably leave around 9:40ish or 9:45. Probably around 9:30 I'll start like I don't know, getting dressed and all that shit, but because I'm in pajamas right now. But
Well, I might end the session like at 9 tonight, like in 10 minutes.
that's fair if that happens. Is Mandus gonna be here next
Yeah.
week? Or is he leaving
No.
before then? Okay.
I don't think Mantis is here now.
He's half there.
I'm here.
Okay, so I run over here, or not run, but I move over here when the roof collapses, I guess, then be like, what the heck was that? And I guess if we can get through this door, like we see part of the roof collapsed, and do we even see Safa,
Well,
or is she
it's
completely
pretty much
buried?
like rubble and stuff in this room.
Yeah, is she completely buried, or do we see her? Is she like pinned down, like, but we can
You
still
can
see
see her,
her?
but like she's pinned down, like either like a rock like fell on her legs or her arm or something,
Yeah.
and she's
When she
only
sees
mildly
Araxi,
hurt because
she's
she
like-
reflexes.
Well, she sees Araxi and Loki. She's like, "Oh, hi guys."
I rush over to try and help.
I, watch Maloki help.
You can give me a strength check.
I will assist with my own.
As
strength.
best you
You
can.
have to do better than that. I mean, higher than that.
Oh man. Okay.
Unless you have a skateboard.
Oh jeez, do I? I have a rink in it. No.
I mean, if we had to, I could just lightning her out of it. What the heck? I just sifted through the walls. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't even touch my
I'm gonna
token, it
try
just
to help
automatically
her.
slid.
Huh.
Like,
Go ahead, Asha.
get her out by like lifting some of this rubble off of her.
Yeah, give me a strength. Oh,
Damn.
very good. Alright, with Asha's and Maloki's combined help, and Asha's pretty decent strength score there at the end too, you managed to extricate her from the rubble.
Great! Look what I found,
Hey,
guys.
you don't have to make a new character.
You got 5 gems.
I
though.
was worried there.
Oh.
You did.
I've been
get
through
some money.
worse, Araxi.
That's true.
You have 250 gold worth of gem.
Excellent.
Unfortunately, we may have to kill Araxi. It looks like she's teleported
And there's
herself
still
into
like
a wall.
14 more of them in the walls.
I'll come back for these.
And the ceiling's already collapsed, so it can't collapse too much more. You can see like the outside from it now.
Yeah, it kind of took me some time. I wouldn't want to torture you guys too much longer, but
If there's anything else in here, though, it probably knows we're here now.
Suddenly I perk up. Oh! Guys! The middle room! There's some interesting contraption in there. I couldn't really make heads or tails of it, but it is huge.
Okay, well... If everyone's
Now that
good
we
for
know
us
that
to do that.
You're okay, yeah.
I can't actually see Safa's health, so I don't even know. But
oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Wobble,
okay, I wander down
It was,
here.
it was
and-
pretty
and-
tame for what it could have been.
It's true.
Yeah, there were a lot of
Right.
ones in that roll. Okay, I look in this room here, and there's a contraption, you said?
Yep,
Yeah.
over here.
And what's in this middle here? This is like a platform or something?
Oh no, it's like another dome within the chamber.
Oh, okay. I don't see any way to, like, it's a dome. Is it a dome on the ground, or is this on this, like a dome?
It's on the ceiling.
It's on the ceiling, okay.
I walk
Yeah,
underneath
it's like a
it.
dome above, and it has like all these colors on it too, like stained glass.
Weird. But there's no light shining through it or anything.
It allows the colors of the sun and moon to complement the
Actually, I guess
performances
maybe
in this room.
so. There is actual sunlight shining through it. Then that's what the lighting's coming from in here. Then, right? For this
Yeah.
particular room? Okay. Weird.
But yeah,
Elves make the
there's
weirdest
like
things.
there's this like vine and weed covered like thing above the next to the wall. It's like this stone and metal device.
Okay, I'll try to investigate it.
You're not sure what it is, but it looks like it's in okay condition. Not sure what it does though. You see like it's got a bunch of these weird pipes coming out of it.
I'll use detect magic on it. While I'm like kind of gaze over the whole
You
contraption.
use detect magic and you don't get any magic back from it.
Dang it.
I
This is
try
how
and move things.
you see. This is how I know Elven society is primitive. Everywhere I go, there's no magic.
Except the library.
Well, of course, but I mean, it wouldn't be a library if there wasn't magic there.
Ah, the magic of stories.
Raxi frowns. It's just impossible to run a proper library without magic. That's all I'm saying.
Does anyone else do anything with it?
Well, yeah, I try and fiddle with it and see if things move around or what.
Make me an intelligence roll.
Great. It steps back so it doesn't die.
You fiddle around with it, but you're not really sure like what to do with it or like what it does.
Poke the bouton.
Well, Araxi has a high intelligence. Maybe she should take a look.
Okay, I'll go around and poke the boutons. Where's... Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong thing. You need to go to core. Do the intelligence check. Yay! It wasn't a 4! Well, I mean, it was a 4, but I mean...
It turned into a 9.
Yeah.
So I feel kind of bad for Talvin because he still looks worse for wear. I'm gonna pull out my wand and cast Cure Light Wounds on him.
Oh, good. Now I can eat him alive some more. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? I
He
don't
just
know.
doesn't look very good.
You heal him for 3. He looks slightly
Yeah.
not as shitty.
Right?
I don't think he has very many hit points anyway, so maybe 3 is a lot for him.
See how much better he looks after that. He's not much better, but...
He has like 30 HP total.
Alright, I'm
damn.
gonna see if I can, like, use my charisma to overpower this device.
Oh yeah,
He's got-
sorry. Your intelligence is better, but I'm not yielding too much here.
I try to impose my
Oh, yeah,
will on
it
it,
looks like some kind of device that
using my force of
has to be
personality.
used some.
Oh, jeez.
You will
So-
do what I say, stupid device. In case it's intelligent.
So I'm
Okay, well,
encouraged by
I guess
by
Araxi
Araxi's
kind of,
stuff, and I
like-
try again.
She frustratingly like starts to like move like
That
things
worked.
around on it, like maybe clearing like some of the like the
Oh
vegetation
my
and
God.
stuff on it.
Okay.
Me no push button, good.
But nothing happens, probably. Because I just rolled a charisma check.
Right.
Alright then, well, I don't really understand
wait,
the
hold
purpose
on.
of this room.
trying to read how this works.
Talvin,
Okay,
why
so,
don't
like,
you know
you're
more
kind of
about
like
elfy things?
you're kind of like de-weeding the thing to figure out like how to make it work.
Yeah.
That's your force of personality. And
Fair
eventually,
enough.
like you pull like on like this thick vine, and you feel it give, and you pull it from like this. You pull it from like this like protuberance on the wall beneath the metal device, and um you hear like a sound, like air is able to flow again into this room, and then you pause for a moment and you put your hands on the weird parts of this device, and although it takes a little bit of effort, you press your hand down, and what you press are like some keys, and the pipes suddenly emit a loud noise that can be heard throughout the conservatory.
Uh-oh.
God damn it!
Collapsing roof wasn't loud
Neat.
enough.
Oh, it's a pipe organ!
It might be just a pipe organ, I guess. I look around and see if it did anything else other than just make the noise.
Araxi, roll me a percentage.
Percentage dice? Okay.
You called the dragon.
And
That was the magical note. You just didn't know it.
Dun dun dun!
Okay. Oh, what do you guys do?
Oh, I'm looking around to see if it did anything else.
I look shocked at Araxi and I'm like, shh.
You don't see anything.
Okay. I asked Talvin, what the heck is this thing?
He scratches his head and he racks his brain and he says, "I don't know. I'm not a musician. Looks like some kind of old elven instrument."
Elves make the
Maybe if
dumbest things.
I push a
Maybe
couple
if
more
you hit the
keys.
keys in a certain order, it'll make music.
He's gonna report to Mr. Fancy Pants that we're just like a group of elf haters. We don't like their shit.
Although it was probably something she said in common as not to offend him.
No, I was asking him stuff,
Does anybody
and
else do anything in the minutes?
I actually say in Elven, like, elves make the dumbest things about it. Like, I just can't fathom, like, what the point of this thing is.
Eh.
I don't know, I'm trying to think, like, I wonder what sort of instruments would merfolk even have instruments? Like, imagine they'd have some sort of instruments, right? Like, I know for sure they have, like, the idea of, like, singing probably is. I imagine they would have some. They probably have, like, some percussion stuff or something, maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
It would sound
We
different.
all know how to do
though.
under the sea.
Oh, very different.
Like, air stuff and wind stuff will work, it just will work differently.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure they would. I'm sure we'd have some sort of instruments, but we probably wouldn't have a pipe organ.
No, the water would probably mess with the vibrations of the strings.
Mess with them, but they still work. But I don't know. The pipe parts might not work. Okay, well, I don't know if there's anything else to do here, so.
Maybe we should just head back to camp then? I don't... Wait, no, there's a
Before
couple
you
more
guys
doors left.
leave, and after you guys have struck the note, um, something else does happen.
Oh, is this gonna be a cliffhanger?
I guess it's gonna be a cliffhanger.
Curses. I mean, I do still have like half hour to 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, but I don't think Mantis is really with us anymore, so it's probably best.
You hear,
Yeah, but Mantis isn't with us
You were,
tomorrow or next week anyway, so it don't matter.
yeah, you're gonna miss him for another, like, 3 weeks. But you hear, audible throughout the entire conservatory, there's this faint, humming sound. Almost like something is singing. And from the stone ground or the tiles that you're standing on, over here, not like right underneath you, but like kind of near the, maybe it'll just be the center of this dome here. I'm gonna move Asha just for a convenience sake. From the middle, though, you see something emerge from the ground.
Like it busts through the tile. Oh boy.
It doesn't bust through the tile. It rises silently.
Like a ghost. Let's see Mr. Spooby Pants. Or do we not actually see him yet?
I'm trying to find a description. The face of this female figure looks serene and beautiful. In one moment, long hair flowing from her, just like her torn robe. But you also see chains that shackle the apparition, and her face contorts into something more angry as she addresses you. And she hisses out, "Who dare disturbs the sanctity of this place?"
I point to Talvin.
You made us come here!
What language is she speaking, by the way? In Elven? Does Talvin understand what you're saying?
She's actually speaking in common.
So Talvin doesn't understand it then. She has no idea why I'm pointing to him then.
As far as we know. Could be some long deception.
And, is this like an undead or something? Like, I'm gonna try to acknowledge religion, see if I know what this thing is.
Sure, I'll let you do that right now.
What? Yes.
Araxi and Maloki, you guys are both quite sure that this is, you're looking at a ghost.
Oh,
And
okay.
a powerful one at that.
I go, oh, would you look at that? Ghosts do exist.
Ghosts are kind of fun, though, because usually there's like a quest involved. They're not just like a simple, like, let's just fight the ghost. Not that we can do much about a ghost anyway, honestly. We don't have very good tools to deal with the ghosts.
But yeah, you guys think that you're looking at a ghost, and the specter is none too happy with your presence.
Well, I will try to apologize for our intrusion or my friend's intrusion here. I'll mention it, Talvin. I apologize on behalf of my friend for our intrusion. I'm still trying to play it off as Talvin's fault. And yeah, so I'll try to be like, you know, not piss her off more.
What was this you rolled?
Diplomacy. Yeah, apologizing. I apologize for my friend's intrusion.
Okay. Does anybody else do anything?
No, I just stare at it.
I say, we're just here trying to figure out what happened. That is all.
Her only response back is that music has not permeated these walls in millennia, and it will stay that way.
Well, I would hardly call what we just made music.
Yeah, we're not very good at anything like that.
Well, for now, before we get into combat, because she is not going to let
She's
you
really mad at us.
pass. She doesn't look very happy in her picture. So yeah, she's not just gonna let your.
Yeah, but
My
neither
first-
is Calvin, so...
My first thought was actually that she might be a banshee, but I hope she's not actually a banshee because then we're fucked.
Well, here's something
That's like a
that
CR
you
like
do
15
notice,
or something.
is that she doesn't look elven.
What does
doesn't
she
like
look?
an elven ghost. She almost looks human.
Hmm.
Land people all look the same to me anyway.
But
It's the
I think
legs.
that'll be it for now.
Alright.
Wow, did we just do an entire session with no experience?